Hey, welcome back. And if you're new, nice to meet you. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about beauty and, the whole cliche like, oh, beauty standards are so messed up because of social media, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, all of that, and kind of share with you guys my thoughts. I think of this as like my digital diary sometimes, and also like my free form of therapy. So to get started, I wanted to talk to you guys about my personal insecurities because I kind of want to be more vulnerable with you guys too. And I know that if I'm vulnerable, then you guys are going to not feel so alone in this, in this thing that we call life. So I've always been self-conscious. Well, number one, I still have a monster visit on my face. As acne comes up, I get a little self-conscious. I've always been self-conscious of my nose. My nose is definitely like one of my biggest insecurities. And while I was growing up, especially while I was very young, family members would comment on that, and it really hurt me, to say the least. But as I grew older and, I started to date and I got married, my husband now, he was my boyfriend, but now he's my husband. If you hear any noise, it's probably my bathroom. My toilet keeps flushing or keeps doing whatever it needs to do, but sorry about that. But yeah, so when I got a little older and I started dating and now I'm married, I wanted to still get a nose job, or even like the liquid, nose that they inject some sort of filler into like fill in your nose. And because I've never really liked the profile of my nose. I like the front of it for the most part. I've wanted to change that before too, but let me not get into it. And because of that, I signed up to go get a consultation and get it done. And Brian was like, no, don't do that. And Brian's my husband, if y'all don't know. And, I still think about doing it sometimes. Like, don't judge me, please. But I didn't go through with it. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because I have insecurities sometimes. And I think we all do. And we just all collectively just don't talk about it. And so I feel like we're all just like going a little insane, with, our feelings and our emotions, especially when it comes to our physical appearance, because we live in a body. And of course, our bodies have imperfections, and that's kind of the world that we live in. But some people's bodies don't have as many imperfections, or they look a certain way that gets them more attention. Let's just be honest. And I think that affects us as women in particular. I mean, it does affect some men, of course, because men get the same thing. If they get attention from women, then they obviously get a better spouse or whatever. I don't know how men think. I don't know how you guys think, but you guys let me know. But I'm pretty sure men love attention as well. But I think women more so, because our value, which is instilled in us as we're growing up and when we're children, is that our value is found in our physical appearance, which is really bad, because as soon as you have an off day, or as soon as you have, let's say you even have an accident and now you don't even look the way that you used to look, then all of your value as a person, as a woman, is in your physical appearance, and now it's no longer valued. And I think that goes also for like older men and women who now, generally speaking, younger folk, aren't generally attracted to the older folk. You no longer see any value in yourself because you're older. And like me, as I'm getting older now, I'm like, I see that, I'm like, oh, I'm not I'm not as attractive to the general population because I'm older now. But I just I start to think about this stuff and I'm like, man, now I'm no longer attractive. Like, what's the value in me? But then I'm like, but like, why even bother? I'm married. There's no need to be that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I got the bag. I reeled them in. But I think it's also just like, it's like we're almost like brainwashed into thinking this is our value. Our value is in our physical appearance, and that's it. But I want you to really think hard about the most beautiful person that you know. And I can guarantee you that I know somebody more beautiful than them in terms of physical appearance, because there will always be someone better looking than you. Always. But also, I know somebody more beautiful than whoever it is that you're thinking about in terms of physical beauty that I have never seen in real life. Like, I've never seen them eye to eye, but they are beautiful to me because of something else. The most beautiful person that I know personally, I've never seen with my face, like with my eyes. Do you see with your face? The most beautiful person that I have seen or that I know personally is Jesus. And if you're an unbeliever, you're probably like rolling your eyes right now. Don't roll your eyes. Let me get to my point. My point is that your beauty is not found in your physical appearance. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. I just want to make sure that you guys understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to say it again. That your beauty is not found in your physical appearance. Your beauty is found in your character and how you treat others. Now, you might be thinking as well, maybe my character isn't that great. Maybe it isn't, because I know mine isn't. But the most beautiful person that I know personally is Jesus, because his character was beyond beautiful, because he was God in the flesh. And he loved people immensely, had so much compassion and mercy. His actions were beautiful. His soul was beautiful, is beautiful. I wanted to talk to you guys about that as well, because so many times we put our value in our physical appearance and we put no value in our character. And it says in the word, I believe it's like Proverbs 31, I could be wrong, but it says that charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. I could be saying that wrong, I could be paraphrasing that, but basically what it's saying is that, charm is deceptive. Like, I could reel in another person and with just my charm, with just, a little bit of, never date the funny guys. Never date the funny guys. You know how they say to never date like a funny guy, because like one thing you're laughing, and then the next thing you're married. Brian. But and it also says beauty is fleeting, and this is what I mean, that like physical beauty is fleeting. Like, even you might be, in fact, you clicked on the video, you might be the top number one beautifulest person ever, but you're not always going to be that way. If you are right now, you're not always going to be that way. And if you're not right now and you are in the future, you're not going to stay that way, because our bodies are like rotting. Think about it. Your body's rotting right now. Like, our days are numbered. Not to be morbid, but they are. And that's why beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord, a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. So a woman who puts God first, listens to what he says, is to be praised. Think about it. Like, there's not a lot of times where like God says to like praise man in the word. At least I don't think. But there, there is that verse that says that if you fear the Lord, you should be praised, But the reason why is because, God refers to us like a tree. And if we abide in the vine, who is Jesus, we will produce good fruits. And the fruits of the Spirit are love, peace, patience, peace? I believe so. Somebody correct me on that. Peace, patience, kindness, goodness. I believe there's more. But you have to produce those good fruits, once you abide in the vine, because, obviously you can't be fruitless abiding in the vine. The vine will have you supply good fruit. And once you do, you have God prune you, and then you supply even more good fruit. But all of that kind of relates back to your character, because the fruits are things related to your character. Are you patient? Do you have self-control? Are you kind? Those kinds of things are also related to love, because love is patient, love is kind. And if you're not loving, then you're really ugly. Is that wrong to say? No, you're really ugly. Your character is ugly, Have you ever met a person where they are so good looking, like smoking hot, 10 out of 10, they walk in, and then as soon as they open their mouth, you're like, wow, what a turn off. You're just like, you're cringing because the person that you thought was so attractive has such an ugly character that you don't care anymore about their physical appearance. You care about their character and their inward appearance. There is a verse that talks about inward appearance. Let me pull it up, because I think it's like 1 Peter 3:4. It says here, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as elaborate hairstyles and wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. And I think that's what it is. Our value is not in our physical appearance. Our value, that great worth that we have, is that gentle and quiet spirit. I think quiet can also be like translated to peaceful. Don't quote me on that. Look it up for yourself, but I believe so. Are you gentle and quiet, and do you have that? Do you have those fruits of the Spirit? When you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you're sad, are you still able to love others and pour out even more love, even when you feel like, Lord, I don't have any more reserves for myself? And do you find your value in the Lord rather than in your physical appearance when you're not going to be here always, And I think that's what I wanted to talk about. I don't want to go on a whole rant. If you guys want me to keep talking about it, I will, because I could talk and talk. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something a little bit from it. I feel like I've learned too, because that verse popped up into my head as I was talking to you guys. So I love that. I love how God's word always intertwines, and it has really deep meaning. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I hope you have a great week. God bless. Bye.